So, you live in Signal Hill and you're looking for the right dog trainer. It can feel like a lot to sort through, right? Well, this explainer is going to walk you through everything you need to know so you can make a really great choice for you and your dog. Signal Hill is such a unique spot. You've got these incredible hilltop views and that tight-knit community feel, but you're also surrounded by all the energy of Long Beach. For your dog, that means they need to be comfortable with, well, a little bit of everything, from quiet neighborhood streets to much busier city environments. And that's exactly why good training is so helpful here. Just think about walking up and down those steep sidewalks safely, or just having a calm, polite dog when your neighbors are always so close by. A well-behaved dog really does make life in a compact city that much better. Okay, so where do we begin? The very first step is just knowing what to look for in a really good, humane professional. Let's break down those fundamentals. You know, the modern gold standard for training is something called positive reinforcement. It's really just a method that focuses on rewarding the behaviors you want to see. This helps you get amazing results, and it builds a really strong, trusting relationship with your dog along the way. You're going to see a lot of these acronyms after a trainer's name, and certifications are a great sign that they've really invested in their education. For instance, CPDTKA means they've passed a big, knowledge-based exam. Now, if you're dealing with more complex stuff like serious anxiety or reactivity, you might want to look for a behavior consultant with a credential like CDBC or CBCCKA. And here's a really critical tip. If you talk to a trainer and they start suggesting things that rely on fear, pain, or intimidation, like prong collars or shock collars, that is a huge red flag. Honestly, those methods can often make behavior problems even worse and can really break the trust you have with your dog. All right, let's get into the practical side of things. What kinds of training programs are actually out there, and what should you expect them to cost? Generally, you've got two main options: group classes or private sessions. Group classes are awesome for socialization and for teaching your dog to focus when there are distractions around. Private sessions, on the other hand, are perfect for tackling specific issues right where they happen, like in your home or on your daily walks around the neighborhood. This chart should give you a pretty clear picture of typical costs in the Signal Hill and greater LA County area. As you can see, a 6-week group class might run you a few $100s, while a single private lesson is usually going to start over $100. And of course, more intensive programs like a board and train are a much bigger investment. Okay, you've narrowed it down and found a few potential trainers. Now it's time to talk to them. Having the right questions ready to go is absolutely essential for making a choice you feel good about. You should always start by asking about their main training philosophy. What you're listening for is a clear commitment to positive reinforcement. Their answer here tells you a lot about their whole approach and whether they really prioritize your dog's well-being. Next up, ask them about their qualifications. A great trainer is always learning. This question not only helps you verify their expertise, but it also shows you're serious and that they're committed to staying up to date in their field. This question is all about making sure the training is relevant to your life. A good trainer will be able to connect their plan directly to your goals, whether that's having calmer walks down Hill Street or just having better manners when neighbors stop to say hello. And finally, make sure you're crystal clear on the finances. You want to understand the full cost right from the start so there are no surprises later. Ask about their packages, cancellation policies, and if there are any extra fees for things like travel. So once you actually start training, you'll need to know the local rules and find some good spots to practice. Let's cover the essentials for being a responsible dog owner right here in Signal Hill. There are really just 3 main things to keep in mind. First, the city has a 6-foot leash law for all public areas. Second, a rabies vaccine is required by state law. And third, while Signal Hill doesn't have its own licenses, you are required to get one through LA County. You know, being a good dog owner also means being a good neighbor, especially in a city this close-knit. Signal Hill does have noise ordinances about excessive barking, so working on that is a really considerate thing to do for everyone living around you. Looking for a place to practice those loose leash walking skills? Signal Hill Park is great for working around everyday distractions, like kids on the playground. If you want a bit more space to work on distance cues, Los Cerritos Park and the trails over at the El Dorado Nature Center in Long Beach are fantastic nearby options. Now, if you're working on a solid recall and you feel like you're ready for some off-leash practice, your best local bet is definitely Rosie's Dog Beach. It's actually the only legal off-leash beach in all of LA County, so it's an amazing resource to have for taking that next step in training.
You know, at the end of the day, finding the right trainer is what sets you and your dog up for success. We wish you the very best as you work towards more confident walks, calmer greetings with your neighbors, and just a happier life together with your dog here in Signal Hill.